Welcome back to the R44 channel. Today is episode 2 of the G81 M3 Touring USA build. We are at Titan Motorsports. Titan, if you don't know, I don't know where you've been hiding, but they're one of the baddest in the US for all things Supra and high-powered drag cars. You can see behind us, there's just a load of A90s everywhere, drag cars built up, and some other crazy animals. But it's time for bolt-ons, power builds. So obviously you've seen before, we've done the Air, the Wrap, the Vossens, and the MHC Carbon. Now it's time for the CSF cooling package, ECU off to Femto, and then Tom Wrigley Performance from the UK is tuning it out here in the States. So you can see cars on the ramp. We're now gonna get this ECU. Dylan behind the camera is gonna take it home tomorrow, take it back to the UK, send it to Femto, then bring it back to Titan next week. Then we can map the car. In the meantime, all the guys at Titan are gonna do the CSF inlet manifold, radiator, transmission cooler, as well as port injection, regapping the spark plugs, getting it all ready for hopefully around 800 horsepower. So yeah, not much more to say. Enjoy the build, and let's catch you on the dyno and on the road. What's happening, everybody? We are now at Titan, so it's time to pick up the car. In all its glory, it is behind us, wrapped around, no BMW, actually all BMWs, I guess, just different badges. But Titan have completed the build, so they've done quite a lot. Have you seen just before, you've seen all the B-roll, all the installation of the CSF bit, port injection, and some other goodies. But I'm gonna invite Otto in, the guy that was working on this car for the last couple of days. I wanna walk through, this is my shopping list, this is what I purchased. Pretty much all, yeah, come in, lad, come on. Come on, get nice and close.
How's it going?
Yeah. He's the man behind all the magic, but
yes, sir.
You've messed up my display, but we are running through, let's run through what we bought. So we've got the CSF bits, these are the old bits. We've already looked at the new bits at the start of the show. Let's run through, what's this?
All right, so this is your trans cooler right here. So CSF, they make a nice cooling package. So obviously you're gonna, basically, they're just trying to combat all of the cooling issues in this car in the factory side. So they got a trans cooler, which is the CSF
larger, isn't it?
Is larger, and it's double row, so it's two stacked together, basically, more or less. And so at that point, it's just better for cooling. And then you have the heat exchanger as well. So obviously it goes in the front.
And we've got an additional rock guard. So that's one of the best things on these cars, especially now I'm running the carbon grills on the road trip, you need a rock guard. So that comes free from CSF.
Yep.
They are like must-haves. They don't do anything to the performance, but the goal is 800 horsepower, just day in and day out, 800 horsepower.
For sure, that's
with no problems. They were just essential kind of bits just to maintain the power. This is the inlet manifold. This is probably, it's pretty good, like feedback, normally they say it's a good stock inlet manifold, but the problem is the construction.
The cooler. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you have a big issue here where basically where they're fused together, you'll have sometimes with a lot of boost pressure and heat, they'll split. And then on top of that, you have the heat exchanger here, or intercooler, is basically built into the manifold. So basically CSF, they have come together and made this cooling package where it cools and gets your air is more dense, so you can make more power, baby.
Pretty much, yeah.
So and then also like your recovery time
is a lot better.
Going down, playing in Mexico, you can go have a run, turn around, then you're good to go again. So
we got that. That's installed. Yep. Then it goes on to port injection. So we haven't got them here, but I also bought 10 50cc injectors.
Yep. Which is basically mounted here. Yeah. And you have a fuel rail basically. So
we got a full fuel rail has been installed, port injection. So we've got 12 injectors now. We also gap the plugs, which is pretty good. OEM plugs, just in special gap that we can't sell anybody.
Just gap it for the more boost.
The more boost. Fuel injectors. What did I need to run the injectors? So we've gone for TMS.
Yes, so they have an awesome harness that that basically plug and play. It's really easy to install, and it take a few minutes, I would say an hour, you know, just for the average person, an hour or two, and really easy to install. Then
so it's got a sensor, fuel sensor.
It has ethanol sensor in case you want to do flex fuel. So it's literally everything is plug and play.
Perfect, yeah. And the packaging is
that's
awesome.
My
side. I get to enjoy a box.
It's really good, and even on my side as like a technician, like it's straightforward, it's easy to use, and as well as the quality. So
that's cool.
It was
spot
awesome.
on. Then we paired it up with we got a UK made harness to get it onto the right hand drive, which worked well.
Correct.
So we've done all that side of things. Then, you guys, we don't have this in the UK. We don't run them on our cars normally because the fuel is slightly better, but we needed a fuel pump. Lastminute.com, we said quick. So what do we get? Low pressure.
We have a low pressure fuel pump, which Visconti makes. Visconti Tuning is awesome products, works well, and the install is just, straightforward. The instructions were pretty good.
We got a wiring kit, fuel pump,
pretty much everything was straightforward, easy install. If you have any issues, his instructions are well,
put together,
well put together, so that basically is able to provide the extra fuel needed to the injectors.
So what fuel should I run now?
Well, you have flex fuel, so I mean, you got to start off with pump gas, 93. Unfortunately, we don't have 99? 99
from the pump.
But flex fuel, you can get like tune it on pump, but there's always race gas.
I got some goodies, MHD. So Kyle here at Titan sorted this out because I forgot mine at home. So Tom Wrigley from the UK is mapping the car. Plug this in, super simple. Tom just sends me the map. I flash it over, and then I picked up a draggy as well from Titan, ready to hit Mexico, which isn't too far from here. So we'll be hitting Mexico, be doing some logs. So we use MHD to do the login, do all the flashing. We sent the ECU off to Femto. That came back in record time. And we're ready to go. We are now jumping in this car and we're heading over to PSI where we're doing the final bolt on. So we're fitting a Sports Cat titanium R44 system and hopefully some JQ paddles. But let's go head over there. Our guys are just turning up now in their M2. We'll head over and let's see what we can do at PSI. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the R44 channel. Today we're in another workshop. So we're at PSI. So we were just at Titan. It's bolt-on series. We've just done the CSF, inlet manifold, heat exchanger, transmission cooler. We've got a low pressure fuel pump. We've got flex fuel. We've got port injection. We've got all that hardware. But it's time that we do some fundamentals to the power. So we are installing exhaust kind of base stuff. We've got some interior bits. We've also got some secret brake pads. So I'm going to invite Sean in. He's the man himself, the owner of PSI.
Yeah.
Sean,
what's up, guys?
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure for us to come to these workshops. I'm going to be wrenching today, which I love. Wednesdays back home, I always wrench on a Wednesday, and I'm wrenching on here, so it's cool. Car's there, it's been mapped, so we just, like you see previously, with MHD, it's all good. We're now going to start wrenching. So you can see behind, actually, we'll talk about that M2 first, because it's the same color as mine. You've got the Edition 1 kit from MHC already, so yeah, you might have seen on Instagram, we've fitted Sean's fitted the front lip, the side skirts, the rear diffuser. He's also got, are they Motorsport Plus DRLs?
Yep, Motorsport Plus, and then there's the M Performance. We have the M Performance.
They're fun to install, no?
Oh yeah, you have to cut the bumper, which is crazy. But this is also on the AST ALS kit, Forsteiner wheels.
Wheels are crazy. If we just take a look at these, I'm sidetracking because I actually love M2s more than Tourings, but wicked. Are they the Titan 7 lug?
Yeah,
they're cool as well.
Titanium Titan 7 lugs.
It's beautiful.
Forsteiner, like forged wheels, they're 3-piece wheels. We wanted to go for like a motorsport look, E88 BBS look. Those are impossible to get. They take like a year, so we went with these. These are a little bit more sporty, but just I think they match the M2.
And it's got the Acura. I've got it secondary catback system, right? And It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like the pop, the cracks. It's manual as well, so which is cool.
Yeah.
But
so this is the prototype Akrapovic system. It's the only one right now, and we have it. We did the dealer training, so we're building up the car. But yeah, back to the car that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah. So as you know, it's a pleasure. We're in another workshop. It's Wednesday now. We've got a couple hours to get this done before we go and wrench. But let's talk about something first. So Sean, when I came in, he laughed at our brakes. You saw in the first kind of edition of this video, so episode 1, we put the EBC rotors on, but we kept the OEM pads. I'm gonna run a race pad long term. I don't want squeaking. I don't want those kind of issues. So I kept the OEM, but we'll show you anyways, the wheels are horrible. So I cleaned them this morning, done about, I don't know, 50 miles to get here, and they're horrible. But Sean's got these PSI pads, which are kind of, well, you explain them, you know more about it. About 10 minutes ago, I got given these, so.
Yeah, so I mean, these were developed because everyone comes in and complains about brake dust. And it was an issue with me because obviously I clean my wheels, I'm ready to go to Cars and Coffee, and then halfway there, my wheels are dusted. So these are actually made in Japan. They're developed with a buddy of mine that used to work at Brembo. They're actually low dust, so it's like 80% lower dust, but they have a little bit more bite on the rotor. So it doesn't degrade performance, but it just gets rid of the dust, which is super annoying. So, and these fit right in. So these will fit right onto the steel calipers. They work with any of the rotors that are out there, the EBCs that are on there, OEM. They're just super simple and easy, and yeah, well, they're available now, and he's going to start carrying them.
Yeah, I'm putting them in my suitcase. So if you need some, by the time of the video, there'll be the link below. You'll see in the end of the video, I'll round up. We've got to drive tonight to Atlanta, so it's about a 6-hour drive from what I understand. After we do this, so I'll just keep feeding back. We'll see how it goes. When it gets to I&D, we'll see if they're laughing at the wheels as well, because it's the biggest thing. Yeah, literally, I did the same thing. Cars and Coffee in Miami, literally one morning, and then I was there in 35-degree heat, cleaning the wheels down. Everybody's like taking photos, and it's me and the Boston guys sweating.
I tell people it'll change your life because I have super stress when my car is super dirty and the wheels are dirty. So now you roll out, you're good. You get to Cars and Coffee, you don't have to touch the wheels. It's good to go. So yeah,
they're a winner. Yeah. Let's get in it. I'm going to get this car up in the air. We've got to get the downpipes on, full catback system. This is a 16 kg. This is an OPF car, so it's a UK car, obviously. So, but we've mapped it ECU, so we just kind of deleted all the OPF stuff, so nothing to worry about there. We've got the sports cats, keep it road legal, and yeah, less than me, let's get wrenching. And so PSI, we are wrapping things up. The car is now done, looking at crazy glory. I don't know how it looks behind the camera, but we've got one more last mod to go through. We've got the JQ paddles, so I'm just gonna get them installed. I'm gonna get some cool shots as it's sat in the workshop. PSI, big shout out. They've literally been endlessly fault finding with some few issues. We had an issue with the door card. Like, I couldn't even open the doors because when we took the doors off, we actually blew a fuse. Something happened, we don't know how. Got that, we ran up, we got a new fuel pump, which you've seen at Titan. That's just now been dialed in, making sure the fuel levels are correct, and some other things. So shout out, if you're in this area, for sure, check out PSI. If you need ISTA stuff, fault finding, all of that. But yeah, let's go have a look at these JQs. What's happening, everybody? So we're rounding it up. We've got Sean. I just want to say a massive thank you. It's been a pleasure. You've been the last stop on the bolt-on kind of stuff, so it's hardwared up. It's ready to go. So as you've seen, start of this video, Titan, full engine kind of base bolt-ons, then back down to PSI, where we've done the downpipes, the catback system. They hooked us up with their brakes, which they actually cleaned my wheels, so thank you very much to the team for cleaning them. Cleaned up the wheels. We're going to see how the dustless pads kind of work out, see how much of an improvement they are over the stock on this next 8 hours. But man, it's been amazing. Now it's time to get some data logging all the way up to Atlanta with the guys. Tom, so he stayed up late, he's still awake now, waiting for us. Do data logging all the way up to Atlanta, start putting some base maps on the car, and then catch us at Impact on the 19th, where we will be racing it. It'll be on full glory show, but more importantly, it's off to I&D in Chicago.